In this video, I'll talk about the preparation work we did to the generator before the spring Bentley and Rolls-Royce Owners Club tour, and then the problem that we ran into, and then the second repair after we got back from the tour. In the initial preparation work, we did not have any new parts, and we were just going to make sure that the bearings were good. Got the pulley off in front of the generator. Pulley goes on like this, and it comes off. This comes off here, which is the fan. All looks in good shape, and we're going to have to clean that shaft up a little bit, remove the key before we go any further here. Now the cover's off, and you can see the brushes. Next step is to get these screws off the end cap here. Okay, here's the commutator and the bearing. The bearing sounds like it's pretty dry. And these are all filed off. This is the screws that hold the ball bearing in. So those you have to file off because it's kind of riveted over. And then we can take the screws out to hold the bearing. So the bearing cap is off, and you can see that, well, for one thing, we know it's never been off because I had to grind or file those screws off. But so that means the grease is about 62 years old and 63 years old. And here is some of the grease. You kind of see it's really not greasy anymore. It's kind of more of a hardened gunk more than anything. So this is really good that we pulled this off before we're going on the Florida trip here in the spring of 2025. So we're gonna get this cleaned up and repack this with grease. To get this bearing off the end of the shaft here, I ended up using a gear puller like this. Worked pretty well. Not a whole lot of force required, but you needed more than just fingers to be able to pull that off. And you can't pry against this piece right here because that's kind of a Bakelite type thing, which definitely don't want to push on that, or that will, I'm sure, just crack right off of there. So got the bearing off, and we're going to clean that out and try to re-lubricate that. This is a sealed bearing, but we were able to inject some oil into the bearing to just ensure that it had lubrication. The windings, and you can see there's probably about 60 years of dust and stuff in there. So this needs to get cleaned out. Looking at the brush, there's a specification that this has to be longer than 0.4 inches or it needs to be replaced. Measuring this one, it's about 5/8 of an inch, which is longer than 0.4 inches. That's the shorter of the two. This one looks a little bit longer, and so it looks like we're going to go ahead and reuse these brushes as opposed to replacing them. Here's the bearing back in and packed with grease before the bearing cap goes on. So that's the front bearing. And there's the rear bearing ready to go back into the housing. Commutator, cleaned that just a little bit with a little bit of emery paper, but it really looks pretty good overall. And on reassembly here, we used Loctite on those 4 screws since there wasn't anything left to mushroom over like when we started. We've got this bearing installed back on here to tap a little bit, and then you can also use this nut to kind of pull the pulley in and push this together. So that's installed, and now we're going to put that back into the windings here. And you can kind of see the situation there. The paper that covers the windings is not in great shape, but I think for now that's what we're going to do. The main thing here is make sure that the bearings are okay. And here it is, pretty much back together. All we need to really do is put the cover back on here, but we're going to make a manila folder piece of paper that goes around here, just like Ronnie did in his video to provide a little bit of insulation and protection for the inside of that band. The folder we cut to provide the insulation there, and there's the clamp. We'll slide that up and get this put together. Here's the generator complete, all ready to go back in. This plastic insulator here was a little tricky. Glued it back together and it was broken, and it seems to be staying. So next step is go back in the car. Unfortunately, about halfway through the tour, we noticed we were no longer charging our battery, and if we pushed on the brushes while it was running, we could kind of get it to start charging. So one of the guys on the tour crafted up a piece of wood from a stick he found in the woods, and we used that to help increase the tension on the brushes. So we were able to make it through the tour, kind of limping along with that stick and poking on the brushes every so often to get it to start charging again. But when we got back from the tour, we pulled the generator out and started going through it again, which is the second part of this video. Here's the generator back shell here with the brushes. This is the original brushes, and actually here's the piece of wood that we had to use on the road to help provide a little bit more tension. And here is a new brush, so this gives you an idea of, there's been some significant wear there. So that was definitely part of the problem. Here's a comparison of the two brushes. The new brushes are just a little bit too big, too wide to fit into these plastic guides. So I'm gonna use some 80 grit here to try to thin them out a little bit, just like this. So here are the new brushes, and springs aren't in yet, but you can see here is very easy, no problem sliding in and out there. Both of them are like that, so it just took a little bit of sanding and they slide in and out very easily now. I got the commutator looking pretty good. Took quite a bit of work to get this kind of trued up using a file and some sandpaper, and then every single one of these commutator bars was almost shorted out. Actually, many of them were actually shorted out to the next door neighbor back in this region where my finger is. So I used a model file, real smallest one I could find, to clean that out right back in the back end there. So hopefully this is all ready to go and put back in the generator. You can see the sandpaper is on the commutator there. I untaped it after I put it together, and I'm about to put the spring tension on the brushes so we can sand them. So now with the sandpaper in there, I'm just rotating this slowly by hand to do the sanding that they're talking about. There you can see it. It's just helping bed the brushes in so that they've been sanded. Next step is to get the sandpaper out of there. Right, and here's the brushes. You can see there's the face of that one. Looks pretty uniform. I think we got the sandpaper over the entire face. And there's the other one. So I think they're successfully bedded in. A little bit of dust there. So now we can reassemble as normal. The generator's back together. Turns very nicely with those brushes bedded in, and the bearings are nicely lubricated. So ready for the next step. All right, here we go. Okay, field winding is at 6 volts. Go ahead and hook us up. Okay, Just leave it connected there. And I got 1028, so we need about 15 minutes of runtime. Here it's running 6 volts on the field, 12 volts on the commutator. No sparks or anything. Here's the other side. All right, generator's back in, and we're gonna start it up and see what happens. What's the generator needle doing? Okay, so here's the very steady. And after running in for a while, it sounded just back to normal. And since this repair, we've put 2,000 or 3,000 miles on the car with no issues. Generator seems to be working normally. Thanks for watching.